Hey, how's it going? Mad Otter's back. So where are we up to? Well, last time, if you remember, we had a crazy amount of what I thought was a crazy amount of 2,500 starting objective of smart plating. Well, I've unlocked that tier and we're now up to 50,000. So we are having to change massively. I totally underestimated really the work involved in amping up those production amounts. So we are going to have to change tack slightly going forward, but that's okay. We can do this. Honestly, we can do this. So let's get rolling. I do have quite a bit unlocked though now, which is good, and yeah, so it's been a bit of fun. There's a few glitches still around, like that one there, showing up blue. Got a little thing. Oh, on the map, I've done a bit more exploring, as you can see, and opening up where the different things are. So we're slowly getting an idea of what's around. But trust me, logistics is going to be the essential key with this. We're going to end up having to make a storage system and have railway systems and everything to link everything because it's otherwise I just can't see how it's going to work effectively. The short-term plan is I have one iron here, one coal, and one sulfur, and I'm kind of thinking at the moment to set up a little power plant here with compacted coal, and then to start up smart plate production um, basically here with the little power plant, so it's effectively self-contained. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, um, to get the phase two effectively completed, to set up like three little mini factories, one doing smart plating, one doing the framework, and one doing the whatever wiring it is. Because I think then once we get to phase three, I'm not sure, but I think phase three allows us to do trains. But as I say, it's been over about a year since I've played, so it's tricky. I don't really remember. I don't know whether that's a good recipe or not. I can't remember this recipe. I think the standard version of that is actually simpler, but I don't know. I've got one chance at redoing. Let me redo. Yeah, that's better. I'm glad I did that. Right. Okay. In the meantime, what have I else been doing? So I've unlocked the little explorer for running around basically exploring, but I've also started this. I've dumped a blueprint machine, which is one of the most awkward places probably to dump it. But this is northern forest for you. Everything's flipping tight and awkward unless you want to absolutely decimate it. So, but anyway, we are in progress working on this beast, which is going to be the start of a smelting um, vertical factory, basically. So we're just working at the moment on yeah, getting this sort of sorted, and I'm basically over there on that little node over there, which is just across the road. I'm testing this out each time to make sure it's fitting and working and all the rest of it. We're going down a bit, down a bit more. There we go. Yeah. That's around the wrong way, buddy. That's better. Did that go the right way or the wrong way? That went the wrong way, didn't it? I think you have to start from the bottom and go up to get it to go the way I want it. Yeah. So I've got a basic color theme there. I'm doing different shades of metal, various things, and then I am doing yellow supports, and which is also then on the other beams. And I'm using the yellow on the exit pieces. So it gives me, otherwise it can get very confusing. So basically I've got all the metal going, where the ore's coming in effectively, and then once it's processed into ingots, these are then the exiting ones. So that allows me to clearly see or identify basically where we're going from floor to floor as they lock together when I have to piece stuff together. What I'm thinking at the moment right now is I've got to try to, this is just the first piece and obviously we go up, but what I've got to work out, obviously all of this is going to be upgradable down the line once we get like the top belts unlocked and Mark III miners and everything changes. So it's going to be a matter of coming back to the blueprint then and basically upgrading all the lifts, all the belts and all those sorts of things, and it's quite a big job, but it is way quicker than doing it by hand, because once this is done, excuse me, it means then I can just place them down across the map wherever I want, and yeah, and basically I don't have any real issue then, which is super cool, way easier. So yeah, so there you have it. So that's what we're working on it right now. So we'll carry on with this and get cracking. Hopefully in a sort of slow, methodic way. So what I want to do here is just use that. I'm going to save this blueprint and we're going to go and retest it. Make sure that fits with the mine again. Save blueprint, confirm. Right, let's just wander over here. Sometimes it carries me right up. There we go. Oh no. So let's position ourselves here in the center to try and get the alignment as best as we can. Unfortunately, because mods don't work at the moment with this beta, oh, you've got to be joking me. Short on concrete. Okay. That'll teach me for not putting it in the to-do list for it. So yeah, so we're gonna concrete. Here we go. Thank you. So if I put blueprints and stick that there, we can then check, yes, we now have everything. So I go back to doing what I was doing. Oh, excuse me. Good grief. Where did that come from? No idea. Let's try again. It's a real shame in some respects that you can't just place a miner down anywhere, and I don't mean that it will actually mine, but you can't just place it. It will only connect to a node, which basically means we have to come over here to do it and not do it right by the thing, just for setting up purposes. But this one's quite a good one because it's on a bit of a slope as well, so it's a bit problematic. So it kind of isn't a bad sample to use. Right, there we go, just about in the middle there. So that looks about right. So we'll lock that in with the H key, and then we can raise it up so that's level. A bit nearer. What I want to do is just check where this is going. That's okay. Tiny little bit of clipping there. I am not going to get worried about that. Because I think overall that's actually pretty good. If I stick that there for the moment. Yeah, it's only the edge of this little sign thing that's actually gone in there. Other than that, it's actually looking okay. And that should link up perfectly okay, yep. So that works, which is good. Why is that still orange? Very bizarre, it should be yellow. Okay, I'll do that in the blueprint. Did those ones, forgot to do that one. So you get the drift. Then what I'm hoping to do in the blueprint is have it so that when we'll have a side door here so you can come in, and then when you come up, I'm really hoping we can stick a ladder, but I don't know whether we'll be able to. No, it's not going to let me. What a shame. There it will, weirdly enough. Not on the edge of that. I wonder why. Maybe I should try this. No? Overlapping another's clearance. It's the one thing that a little bit frustrates me on the miners is the clearance box is not the actual shape of the miner. It's like they've just squared it off randomly, and it is a bit frustrating, to be honest, because as you can see I've got plenty of room here spare, and that will not do it. A little bit frustrating. This is where infinite nudge was also a beauty, because you see I could bring that forward and not be straight through the beam. Snapping point on that is, yeah, not good. But it looks like I'm not going to be able to come up from here, which is a pain, because I was hoping to put a ladder up, so you can come up the ladder and then come up to this point. That's frustrating. I wonder if we can do it another way. I wonder if we can... Let's go forward a bit more. No, it doesn't like it, you see. See, that's the last point, and then as soon as you come down one, even though we're right inside there, you can see the red line go up at the top of the screen around the beginning of the miner. Even when I press H, it doesn't go clear, because sometimes it does, but it's a frustration with the miners, I have to say. But it is what it is, and I can't do anything about that. So we have to work around it. So I'll have to think of something else to get up there. Yes, I'll have to think of something else. Anyway, not to panic. The other thing we could do is if that one was turned like that, and then we could... no, that's not going to work. Okay, don't know, forget that. I'll have to have a think about that one. But in basic terms, that's now working anyway, and we've got clearance here, which is good. We just now need to finish off the basic look on the outside, basically, so we can close the whole thing in. F mode, and R key to do blueprint delete. Sweet. Alright, let's go and carry on. So these vertical builds I did on a previous map for a bit. I never did finish that map. That map was a experimental map, basically, where I did a number of builds, and the vertical builds were very, very compact, and in fact they were even tighter than this. This one here, I've sort of, yeah, I've tried to not get any overlapping, basically, whereas in the previous versions I literally had everything so tightly packed, should I say, in there, that there was a reasonable amount of overlapping. So we're trying to avoid that now if we can, and to actually have them. The only bit, a little bit of overlapping you're going to get is on these. There is going to be a little bit, I think, on these side pieces, unless, again, I do something here, which I could do. We can change the design of this slightly. Let's okay, well that foot is basically resting on there, isn't it? What if then got to just think how I'm going to do this, because I've got the other thing we've yet to get up there, and this is where this may come out yet, actually, because these here may need to go up to the next floor. So we might have these coming, say, like to here, and then effectively, it's really annoying this doesn't allow to nudge anymore. The lifts, they used to nudge. I'm really hoping they do a patch to fix that. Because you could line them up and then nudge them across, basically. So, the only problem is that's going to hit the beam in it. Oh, and this. Okay, a little thing here. It's a merger, is it? That's what we want anyway. Just go with a merger. Okay, get rid of those. And if we did that, I can live with. I really enjoy these compact builds. There's just something about them that I've really wouldn't say I got addicted to, but I really enjoy the sort of puzzle, almost solving sort of thing of it. I just find it really cool. What we're going to do is put a temporary one of those, I think, there. One of those there. Pull that out. I believe that's going to go there, but that's then going to stop that, which I don't want, so because that's going to have to go there, so we're going to have to bring that there, but then that's going to clip. So that one's going to go there, which is the down tube from upstairs. And this one, I need to bring down, I think, to there. I don't know whether this is going to work or not. Oh, we've done that wrong, sorry. Going the wrong way. Reverse, reverse. That's clipping. So if we come down one, so it's going weird there, it's snapping weird on me, sorry. I want to just come down one, not two. A bit more height on it, is that going to help? Try and see if I can. maybe then I'm hoping this is still going to clear the miner, and that's what we're going to have to test out. And that's now going the wrong way. That way. Like that. I would have liked to have that been tighter up there. That's what I'm not understanding at this stage. That's why that's doing that. Because it should, I think, be able to go up another one of them. Okay, well let's save that for the moment. Let's go and retest it. See if that's going to work or not. Did I do? No, I didn't. Hang on a minute before I go anywhere. Blueprints. Yeah, see, we're short on a few steel beams. I've got tiny little production of steel going over here with the coal. I've siphoned off some coal, and we've just got a little, literally a tiny little thing doing some pipes, doing some beams just on the side here. It's just enough to keep us going for this at the early stages. As I say, starter bases always basically get wound up. That there will be basically pretty much destroyed, and we will convert it into some vertical builds and doing something in there basically ready for later on. And we do not want you, oh my word, these guys, they take up so much room. They always get in the way when I'm building. Bye. Right. Mr. Potato. They always come over here for some reason. And they usually stop and stand like right here where you're trying to play something. Stop it. Right. It's looking pretty central. And a small nudge. Just check back again. That little bit of a clip there, but that's it. I think that's okay, and it's still working. We've still cleared it doing that, which is good. That's what I really wanted to make sure was happening. Yep, plenty of room there at the moment. So that basically means as the ore comes out of the miner, comes into here, it's split three ways. It goes up here to split into these two, and then it comes up these two, remerges. So it's effectively split two ways, which basically then puts that back up into the next floor. And then the next floor is going to get interesting because of obviously the positioning of these takes here, and it may be that we need to nudge like this one right across or something, and this one here may need to nudge further across as well. We may need to rearrange that, and that's something we'll have to play with as we get there. The idea is that, you see, at the moment Mark II miners produce. Actually, can I produce a Mark II miner on here? What am I short of? One of those fellas. Okay, let's have a little look. So if I delete that, I should have 2. Yeah. So that can go there. That's a Mark II. And these are standard produce 120. So if we double, that's 240 plus another. So I think it goes up to 300, is it? Per minute? What rating node is this? Ah, it's a normal. That's why, not a pure. Okay, yep, no, that's okay. So that'd be 300. That makes sense. And then I think the Mark III ones will do 600 per minute, and then the pures do 1200. So that would make sense. So basically, we're going to have a maximum here. If we overclock this, we're going to have about 300 coming out of here, but we need to plan for 600. That's the thing. That's what we're planning for, is 600. So let's just delete that again. Go back and carry on. At least it's working. We haven't had too many problems there. Now, the one thing I do need to make sure of is I do believe the fact that map, I've got a feeling that this node here is actually a pure. I didn't mark it, but I think it's a pure node. So in fact, we need to ultimately allow for a production of 1200. So what I need to do in the meantime is get... Oh, have we unlocked... Ooh, hang on a minute. No, we haven't yet. What are we waiting for? What's on here? Alien technology. Ah, we need 55. Right. Little side trip we're going to do to see if we can get that unlocked. I need more SAM or... let me just empty some bits out. We'll come back to you getting those. We'll have to grab those after. What we got? That's plenty. Plus the truck will take the little go-kart thing. They reckon they've made trucks and everything easier to drive. I tell you what, this thing on keyboard spins around so easily, it's ridiculous. You literally just have to tap the keys very slightly on steering, because I think it would be great fun with the actual pedals and steering wheel. I think you could actually have a bundle of fun on this. Doesn't seem to be much sound coming out there. quite sure where I'm going actually. I know it's in this direction. I just needed to get to the river. Oh, without hitting the big rocks, the obvious big rocks. There you go. Oh, sorry mate. Ooh, slipping, sliding. See what I mean? It just skids very, very nicely. It's probably quite realistic in that respect. Because the torque in this thing would be nuts in real life. Yeah, fill it up while we're here. Plump. And then let's do that. Missed. Terrible shot. Oh, he's gone anyway. Yeah, and the reason why you'll see in a minute why I'm doing this is a side little thing here quickly, because I want to make some power shards, but I want to maximize. This actually can come down, so we can actually start deleting this now. Go up and start deleting. Now I've got the go-kart, I don't need to parachute across the map to here. The only problem with building the tool ladders with the parachutes is deleting them is takes a few minutes. And it is a very good way of getting around in those initial stages. So be warned, if you are doing the amping up the production amounts like I did to the crazy 50 times, then you are looking at a long crawl. One of the big problems we've got is going to be power. Oh, okay. So we are there. Okay. Oh, no. Ooh, close. Yeah, one of the big problems we've got is going to be power because everything takes longer, like much longer to make, because you're still limited in terms of, I mean, if you want to maximize out sort of say the amount of constructors building things and things like that in the early stages, that means you've got to have huge amounts of bio power, and that means you'll be spending literally, and I mean literally, you'll be spending all of your time just collecting leaves and firewood to basically get converted into stuff, and it will become so monotonous it will blow your mind. So that means you have to have a limited production for producing the stuff, and that in turn then means it takes time, which also means you also need more power and leaves and wood. So it's a bit of a catch-22 basically, but um, I prefer the smaller base and at this stage the smaller base and the little bit of collecting rather than huge amounts of collecting, just purely because it gives you time to do other things, like I've been able to explore the map and stuff and blah blah blah. Right, that should be hopefully enough. Um, but it is something to just bear in mind. Ooh, if you are starting out and thinking to yourself, um, shall I amp up the figures? And in hindsight, it probably would have been worth me just doing like 10 or 25 or whatever the next figure was, and not going the crazy route that I did, going to the full 50. Am I going the right direction? Yeah, roughly. Gone around about a bit of a funny route, but hey, that's alright. But I'm now committed, because you can't change, once you've set up the map, you cannot change the production amounts for the space elevator. You can change other settings like weather and bits. I've got it set on extreme because I love the rain, and it's so nice having it back. It does make everything feel really misty and bleh. I kind of like it. It's actually been like that in New Zealand in the last 24 hours anyway. It's been just like this. Oh, that'll do. Here, pull a couple of extras out. Yeah, so we'll see what's going to happen basically, but I think we need 100 of those guys with the fluctuators. Try and lock it, so hoping to get away with just the one trip, but we'll have to wait and see. Because how much have I got now? 78, haven't I? So we need another 22. Should be alright, actually. Hopefully. Yep, looks like we're going to be alright. 18, 19. Yeah, we're going to be alright. Sorted, mate, sorted. Let's have a look. Is it going to let me do it now? Yes, we just need a sloop. Okay, sweet. Which we have. We have a sloop. We have nurses. This is what we're going to show you in a second. All being well.
Production amplifier unlocked. Every single manufacturing and smelting building will be backwards compatible with this new technology. These buildings
Cool.
can now have a summer sloop embedded to increase resource output without requiring more input, at the cost of greatly increased power consumption.
Now what we're going to do here. Why that's set to leaves, I don't know.
I think they're trying to explain energy to matter conversion theory, but you do not need to understand it to do your job.
So you see,
I'll just mute them
when we
so
stick
you
in one
can
of these in
continue their
here,
mission.
we're getting
I,
2
however,
times
will be
the
taking
output
notes.
for the
This is
amount of
fascinating
input.
material.
So normally these produce, I think it's 5, which basically means we'll end up, or should end up with 10, basically. Power charge here, 5, and it produces 10 with the amplifier in. So it's just a good way of really optimizing certain things. It's really good to use for making power shards, and it's really good also for converting the hatcher remains, which we will show you in a second for unlocking some more stuff as well. So if you're new to Satisfactory, this is a great little tip. Once you get to this sort of level of the phase, just past the first phase 1, you can start to unlock a few bits and bobs, and it really helps. So what we do, go back to the recipe. We now come down to the yellow power shards. We've got 1 there. And at some point I'll go out on a hunt. We'll go for a hunt for power shards. It's best to do them at night time because they really glow and stand out. And the coral region is a really good region to do that because there is loads over there. So look, we got 19 shards out of that, out of 3 slugs, which is, you know, brilliant. So the other thing we're going to then do is these remains, the hatcher remains, so we can unlock some more bits and bobs. So we've got 5 there. What we had a pile of those other ones, but maybe we did convert them already. Just check that we haven't got anything in here. No. Right, so what we can do here, come back to here. Hog remains. I thought we had loads of hog remains, but we don't. For some reason. We've got 2 of those. And this is going to double up the amount we get of these, and then you'll see what we're doing in a second. I've got 5 of these. come to here, collect the 14 of those. Come back to here, turn it to the DNA, and out of these 14, we're now getting double the amount, so we're getting 2 capsules per thing, and that will give us a real good boost. Just a nice, easy way of maximizing what you're doing on certain things, which is super cool. I love it. So I'm just going to stick some of this stuff back in here that I don't need to carry around with me particularly. What I do need to make sure is my blueprint is still functional. Yes, good. The reason why I'm carrying these, you'll see in a minute, because we will be using those. What are we doing on these? 3 to go. Okay, cool. And you can stick anything in the constructor and produce basically twice as much. So it's, I mean, for these, it would be really cool, and it may be something we do as a temporary thing to get the orders done on these. We can slot them in and take them out as we need them. Wait and see, wait and see, bud. First thing I want to do is just have a little look, see if there's anything that I want to unlock at this stage. I'm not particularly worried about any of that. Expand the tool belt, blah blah blah. I'm not really worried about that at this point in time. Power slugs. No. Can't do that yet anyway, so no point worrying about it. Okay, no, so that's good. So what we can do is we come to here, shove in the 28 of those, and this is the points here that it's unlocking, is on this section here. And you'll see those hit in a second. And if you take, an hour or two out and just go and basically go hunting animals, basically, I mean, the amount you can actually collect in this is, it's amazing, particularly when you're, amping them up with that sloop. It is just amazing how much you can actually get. So we've got 5 tickets out of that, so let's have a little look what's available still. Hyper tubes. 3 tickets there. Floodlights, that could be handy actually. Customized carbon steel, I want to unlock that. Foundations are all unlocked. Walls, I've got to unlock all of that, yeah. Personal elevators unlocked. Ooh, or available, should I say. Ah, right, okay, so I think I know what I'm going to do. So we're going to do that. What was the other one I saw? I thought I saw one for 2 that I wanted unlocked, but obviously not. Oh well, doesn't matter. That I do want anyway. Ah, yes, doors. Right, there you go. Few glitches. There's normally a sound made when that happens. It didn't happen. So there's a few bits and bobs going on still. But we are in experimental build, so as you can see top left of screen. So there is bound to be a few glitches. Right, okay, so let's carry on as we were. So I've got the power shards with me. Now, what I wanted to do, and I didn't go up high enough. Yeah. Oh, let's go all the way up. Jump down. So these are going to be iron smelting. What I want to do was see what they do. They use 75 per minute. So if we've got 1200 being produced ultimately, so that's what we're aiming for, is to build something that can work for us ultimately. Divided by 75, 16 smelters. So that's what the goal is in the long run. In the short term, we're producing 600 maximum because of a Mark II miner, and that means we need half, which is 8. So okay, right. Design. Here. I like this new cross beam they've got in here. I've used it there because I've got something in mind to do under here, but yeah, I do like that. That allows me not to clip that, but to still have that supported. So it sort of works. Sort of. That's okay, we can live with that. Some of this will be disguised by the time we're finished. Whether I'll get it finished today is another thing, but so this little wall. Now the question is whether I want this wall to be painted or whether I want it concrete, and I ultimately want it concrete. So let's actually do that, and I think what we're going to need to do is the old barrier trick. Because we want it roughly there. Okay. You can shift it around a little bit once we know what we're doing a bit more. So that's going to go there. And I'm hoping we can still get rid of the barrier. Yep. I'm going to go to unpainted for the moment. Just darkens it up a little bit. How's that? Yeah, missing. It's good. Feels good. Feels good. Kind of like that. So we're going to use that there as well. It's quite nice. That adds a lovely little feature there, which is awesome. Organisation. It's where I liked Infinite Nudge. Because look at that sitting off there. That for me is just not a good. And I don't think we can nudge it in. No, even on a small scale it goes massive. That's where you need Infinite Nudge. And then you can just tuck it up against the wall nicely. No doubt it will work once this has got going and being released properly. Actually, these are in the wrong place by the look of that. They need to actually come in a bit more. Question is, oh, look at that. I think that's perfect. Sweet. Very, very cool. Okay. Which might seem a bit weird, but patience, my friend, patience. And I'm hoping. Better save this actually, because it's quite a bit of work. You get carried away doing stuff and forget to save, and then something happens and it crashes, and then you've just lost like 2 hours of work. Yep, liking that. That's looking good. Probably get away with wondering a tiny clip on that. I don't mind it. It actually looks like a feature. I'm hoping to do to go up with that. That's alright actually. I don't mind that at all. And that's quite handy there because although it's the clip there is so tiny, it actually looks like it's almost like welded or put together basically, and that sort of holds that side of the pillar as well, support, so it actually adds to that, holding it all together. It works okay. I'm happy with that. Here we're going to have layout, we're going to do that I think. Here we're going to go monochrome, we're going to go little man sign. Oh, except I just pressed the wrong key. Select icon, not cancel. And we're going to have... I can never spell maintenance. I'm so dyslexic and it always does my head in whether I've spelt it right. Maintenance, or is it maintenance? Where's Google? Dear Google. Maintenance. Maintenance. I've done it right. Oh well. Okay. It always looks wrong. I don't know why. You need to get that with certain words. I mean, I know I'm dyslexic, but I mean that does. It's sort of. You look at certain words, you go, "You sure that's right?" So let's think now where we want to go with this. There is a colour that I really. It's like there's two ways of going with this. I'm going to save it. And we're going to call this lime just for the moment. It's not really a lime, but it's kind of heading that direction. If you want it to look really, you sort of like, there's two ways of going. You can either go with the color and have a themed color for these, which is generally what I tend to do. The other way of going, if you want it real sort of functional, is you either do a white and a dark grey or a blue and white. But I tend to do the white and blue stuff and the white and grey for railways. So we'll come back to that at a much later date. But basically, yes, that's. But for these, I tend to have a sort of a themed colour more. We will add in some detail and features on some of this in due course. Just trying to get a feel for it and what I want to do, where I want to go. Save blueprint. I must get regularly into that habit. Okay. Just trying to think, how much do I want exposed and viewable, and what I don't want. So I'm wondering whether we come up here to around. I want that yellow beam exposed though, really. So if we come up above it to there. And then we can have, hopefully, this exposed before your peers, as Pink Floyd say. So, question is, can we? Yes, we can. Too far. So the question is, can we do it halfway? Can we do a minor nudge? Two, still two. No, that is it. That is it. Good, good, good. Then what we can do, those are all coloured all there anyway, which is good. We want to add in some maybe we should add that one. I wonder what that looks like vertically. Oh yeah, I like that. That works well. Okay. Sorry, I'm just all the time I'm trying to look for, ways of what I can do for design features and all that sort of thing. What we need to do to get those to snap, if I want to do it then vertically, like which is effectively what I was trying to do, you put a little piece of beam in and then do it. And you can sometimes, but not always. You always get rid of it, but the beam. What you can, yeah, you can nudge it. I think. Yes, that's the way. Again, infinite nudge when it's working as a mod with the this version 1.2. I will probably go back and I'll actually push that in to the pill a little bit further, about half as much again, so that it's just a little piece showing, basically create a nice little bit of relief work. It's one of those features, the infinite nudge is just such a, it's about the only mod I really use when I've got it. I mean, obviously at 1.2 we haven't got it at the moment, as I've been saying, but it is a beautiful feature for just really adding to those finer details of stuff. Okay. going to do, actually take that one back out for a second. I think we're going to run this new cross beam across again. Like that. I do like that. It's with that little curve on it. A lovely little feature, that. Nice detail. Adds a point of difference to all of these ones, you know. But I love the mix, and that's the key with it all, is using a mix of stuff. And eventually, if we really want to sort of like make this a bit more unique in terms of how it looks, you can introduce very careful colour swatches and then colour the concrete if you so desire. I tend to use, as much as possible, I use the different metal types and try and work within those. And it still looks, I think, pretty cool. The thing I've got in mind to go down here, I really want to build it on a blueprint machine. It's a little grill, and because it's quite fiddly, I actually want to build it as a blueprint so I can use it multiple times on different things, rather than having to try and make it. So that's why I'm leaving that gap at the moment, because I'm thinking to myself, what a wonderful world. Yep. Heading in the right direction. Where's that? We should do that. Have we got any clash on that? Let's go and have a little look. Let's go up a little bit higher. Gonna have a nosy. I think it's right, actually. Put the torch on it. That lift is fitting just perfectly against that. So pleased. Yeah, that was good. The only other thing we need to unlock... Oh, we have glass. Good, good, good. Oh, that's good. That is good. But we need silica. Okay. Do we have any quartz in here? We have some silica. We have 80 silica. Don't think that's going to be enough though. Another 39 there. And we have quartz. Let's make some silica. And we're getting a little bit short on those again, so we'll grab some of those. I think there's some in that container I just went to actually, so we'll grab them from there. Use those up. That'll be enough. Don't think it was there. It's here. Or next one up. There. There we go. There's enough for the blueprint now. So, let's go back up. Carry on, but ooh, rainbow. Hello. Wow. I've never seen that before. It's not going to let me up there. But I want to go up. I want to have a look. Quick. Joy of ladders. Look at that. I've never seen a rainbow before in Satisfactory. Not that I recall. Wow. Okay. The rains have been, the sun's come out. And the rainbow's there. How about that? I'm not quite sure whether they've actually got their sort of like refraction thingy correct in terms of where the sun is placed with the rain, but but we get the principle. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Rightio. It's a bit bright up here for my liking. I'm getting picky here. I would have it more like this, more subtle, because it is generally in real life. But everything here is a bit overcoloured. But hey, it's okay. It's good. Generally, the lighting effects in Satisfactory are some of the best I've seen. They're really, really nicely done. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? That there. I think we need one more on there. Just saying. I think it needs to finish at a beam and not part way through. Okay. Glass, wasn't it? We were looking at walls, glass. That technically probably needs to be nudged across actually the other way a little bit. Let's try that. Once we, like there, more like that. Yeah. Ladder clipping through the glass. Don't mind it actually in a weird way, but just saying. Or we can leave this bit more open and the glass can go this side. Probably makes a little bit more sense. What we might do is carry that one up. So we've got either plain glass or we can put in something like the industrial glass. that too busy? If that's too busy, what about this one? Does that look silly? Yeah, that looks silly. I think the plain glass is better. Or unless you go for that, that's an option. And then just colour it chrome. Again, I think this needs to be pushed down so it's more even. Let's just try this. We might still go back to the plane yet, but we'll see. So if I go to there, oh, and up, go to chrome, chrome. What are we thinking? I think it needs to be plain actually. I just get a feeling with all the amount of other stuff going on, it's actually quite nice to have it plain. Because you've got all this going on here, and we've got the little finer details of the bolts and everything else. Yeah. I do love chilling on Satisfactory. It's a great game for chilling on. What we might do up here, we've got a couple there to there. Might do some feature. I'm wondering whether we need to actually stick that. Maybe, hang on a minute. Right, let's go up. Not going to work, is it? Come on. Thank you. Technically I want it on there as well, but I don't think it's going to... I have to be above it for it to snap. And even there I've got that wrong. Okay, we're going to have to go up, I think, and delete that top piece for a minute. And then we can work from there. Ooh, yeah. Can I do this without falling off? Yes. And again. Yes. Can't get that one on here, but we could put it on around it after. So let's go to here and we should be able to stick it on now. Like that. That's okay. Happy with that. What we may need to do. maybe. Like that. Pardon me. What I'm going to do, so I'm going to go and test it out over here, just to have a look at it in free space, where we can get a bit more of a perspective on it, and see what it looks like. Shoggy ground. Turn that off for a minute. Get myself positioned basically central. I've been playing apparently for 2 hours. Wow, who would have thought? I did do a little bit before the stream, not much, but I did do a little bit before the stream. Yep, that's it there. Let's whack that in. Let's have a little look at how this is doing. Ignore this underneath. Obviously, in this situation, this will be built out basically, or down foundations to fill in. But what we're looking at is the overall thing and whether it's working for us. I think that's okay. I think we can I think that beam here we can probably take up. Most of the way. What I'm trying to do, you see, is leave certain things showing. You know how, like, new PCs, I mean, old PCs used to be all closed in, you couldn't see anything. Nowadays, they're sort of, excuse me, all on display. And, you know, you can, and then we've got lights and all the rest of it and stuff. And I'm trying to sort of, not in a dissimilar way, do these upright vertical builds like that. So I want certain things to be seen. So like that light on here, I can then, if I can see that, if that's visible, I can tell that that unit is actually working properly, or whether it's on standby or whatever. That's crucial. The same goes for the miner that's in here. The light on the miner is there, which at the moment from the other side is hidden by the pillar. From this side, or from an angle at least, I want to be able to see it, which I can. You know, from there I can see it. If I'm standing here, I can see it clearly through the grill. So that's fine as well. Those are the sorts of little details that I try and think about when I'm building. And having some of these lights and stuff, eventually these lights can be coloured. If you so desire to go with a none, I don't mind the colour that's on there, but if you really want to make them bing, bling, ba bing, bing, bling, you can do stuff. So you can actually color your, and yes, it changes the peripheral colors as well, but you can actually change the color, and particularly once you get to the top graded belts and lifts. These ones it doesn't change so much, but the top ones it does, and you can actually colour them and they all look very pretty. But anyway, we'll carry on as we were. So that miner goes like that, you see, with colour. I think that's working though, this side so far. I think we're doing alright. It's a bit of a slow process, I know, but I am a slow builder and I like to take my time doing them. It's all good. It is all good. It's working, which is all that matters. Now, question is, can I get another little blueprint machine here? Yes, which is handy. Because what I'm going to do here, I'm going to build that little piece that I want in the bottom anyway. So what we're going to do is, it's made up of, just got to get this right. Yes. So what we do is we put down these, and because these float on a pillar, it gives us the equivalent of infinite nudge. What I do is I stack a load of them, which is a little bit painstaking to start with, and that's why I wanted it as a blueprint. I don't want to have to be doing this like 100 times. Which is kind of the craziness we used to have to do before blueprints came out in this game. Madness, eh? I look back now, my first map I'm really gutted because I did some amazing builds on my first map, and I stupidly deleted the map. It was some years ago, and I basically had a new PC built, and I ended up not transferring the saves. Very annoying. Very annoying. Right, where are we? Give myself a little bit of height. Okay. Come on, down a fraction. Oh. Add it, and then it went there. What we do, we stack these up and then we delete pretty much every other one. Nope. As you can see, they're not perfect, but to be honest, nobody notices. So as long as you don't tell anybody, nobody will know. Let's go up. What we need is one more, basically. Yeah. Just got to get it to sit in the right place again. It's actually quite hard to get it just to be perfect, but it is enough. It is enough. Right. That one there looks definitely out. Sorry, not happy with that at all. If it stands out obvious, like mega obvious, I then redo it. Come on. Technically need one more, but it's whether I can get it to sit in the right location. Let's just move that across. Like that. Yep, that'll do. Right, then we go over here. Oh, that's a point. We haven't unlocked it yet. Okay. Okay. Let's just for a second. Let's delete these. And let's save this. We're going to save this as grill. Set directory. We're going to go to edit, add category, edit, and this is going to be accessories, I think. How do you spell accessories? Oh my word, flipping dyslexia, I hate it. Is that right? I know what I'm going to do. I think it was, but I don't know. Details. That will do, won't it? I mean, it's like, that's what it is. Thumbs up. That will work. Apply. Then we go here. No, we don't want to do that. Yeah, add subcategory. And this subcategory can be grills. And then add blueprint. Apply changes. Close. And then we're going to go select icon. See where I am. Yeah. There we go. That would do. And save blueprint. I'm hoping that's gone in the right place. If not, we can shift it. Grill. Yes. Oh, nice. Sweet. Cute. Right. That's the start. Basically what happens is that can come out. Save. Thank you. We need to unlock stuff, and that means I need to go and check how much we need to unlock. So where are we? Here? Yes. Organization. Billboard set. We need 10. Flippin' heck! Right, okay. We need 10 tickets, guys. So the quickest way to probably do that realistically is animal hunting. So I'm going to have to leave that for the moment. Because I don't have much time left basically for the stream. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to make a movie fairly soon. So yes, so there. But anyway, that piece is going to slot all being effectively well into there when I've done it. Some of you also have seen it before. Basically, you have a big billboard sign light behind, and then you have these fences, which creates a sort of a mesh, and then you have the slotted pieces, and just actually looks super cool. And yes. Okay, so where are we going from here? I think. We could carry on the mesh up above. Sort of like that. Can we do a zoom on it? Only that way. Okay. I don't think it lets us do vertical, does it? No. Okay. So let's run with this and see what happens. Definitely do one up there. No. Sorry. One there. Take that one out. I wonder whether we should carry that on a little bit, actually, like that, at the top. This bit here I'm a little bit unclear because we could bring this down like that. Which would kind of make sense. Right, is it crane finish? What finish is that? I think that's unpainted actually. It's just the shadow line on here, Austin. Yellow. Okay, I think that's I think that's okay. Damage to fix it property. You are fix it property, whether you like it or not, sonny boy. There are so many things in Satisfactory, little things that are very, very amusing. Stop hurting yourself, basically, you're inefficient. uh, Actually, that's an interesting one. Twisting it that way goes behind the ladder, but morphs slightly a bit too much, in my view, into the... I reckon we could get away with one up there. I like asymmetry, basically. I think there's a place for symmetry, but there's also asymmetrical is there's just something very cool about it. Thinking what we need. Yeah, and I actually think this one needs to go across. And I know it sounds mad, but that needs to be central to there, like that. And that doesn't look untoward in there. It just looks like it's part of a feature. The feature, you know, the way the metalwork's working in there. So we're going to take that up, I think. That's sitting in the right place or not, actually, whether it needs to move forward. Let me just shove it in and see. It actually is sitting back, yeah. But I don't mind it. It adds another bit of relief, actually, on a different... Yep, no, that's okay. Right, okay. So the other thing we want to do here is 1 meter sign, I think. I so wish we had infinite now. Shove those back. I hate the way they sit so proud away from the actual wall. I do find that very frustrating. So basically, I am creating. I wish that was a ladder. Well, we can put one in temporarily to get up there. It's not a problem. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to go to there. We're going to get rid of the text. We're going to come here. We're going to put Limey in. There you go. Control C, Control V. Delete ladder. My job is done. Can I go home now, Mum? Right. Save, 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 save. Wizard, wizard. Right. Now, technically, you see here, that light there, which I've done as that, this needs to be changed to lime, like that. And then we've got the continuity of colours working. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. There may be little tweaks happening, you know, further yet. This piece in here, as I say, we are working on. That is a work in progress. And the sides and ends are definitely going to be coming along at some point. I love the optimism when I don't know. Yep. Is that halfway? I mean, we've got part of the thing sticking out there, so I kind of want to leave that part that sticks out on the thing, and I don't know whereabouts that's off. That is off center. Off center. I can't see what's happening here. Why? So don't think we can possibly get. Can you tell me that's not symmetrical? Oh my word. Seriously, guys. So it's not symmetrical. Either way we do it, it's not going to end up. Can I do a half nudge? That's better, I think. Yes. Right. Architecture. Large fan. Ooh, that is large. Ooh, my wordy. Okay. I think that's going to have to go in a different department. I think that's going to have to go upstairs as opposed to downstairs. Did we put that chrome or unpainted? Chrome. I'm hoping that sticks out now. Paint goes up. I'll have it, well again it'll be one of those test thingies just to see whether it works or not. Save blueprint. I definitely think we can get some fans up here, further up, which will look cool, but it looked a bit overwhelmingly big back here. Okay. Not too much longer, guys. I will be yeah, logging in a bit. Yeah. Yes. Or do we leave? Right. Try something else on this side. Yes, we could. I should have left that there as a lemon spacer. Thank you very much. We are clipping that horribly. It's okay. Let's just put it in for the moment, take it back out. And that is sort of working. You little nasty swine. Oh, don't tell me you won't rotate. It's got to go from the bottom, hasn't it? The bottom. DSR has to go from the bottom to work. I think we went chrome on those. Anybody remember? Well, tell you what, we can do just to 100% make sure we can do that. If we go from the bottom here, is it going to let me rotate? Why is it not letting me rotate? Why? You swine of a thing. Rotate hologram, scroll up and down. I am, and it's not working. Stupid, 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 stupid. Frustrating. It does there, offside. Don't you love it? There we are. Okay, well, we'll do that then. That will solve the problem. No. Go metal, go metal, go metal. Okay. That's alright. Now we'll just have to dress around it so it looks like it's meant to be like that. Sometimes you can do stuff like this and it just, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, you know, you just got to play with it and see. That's why generally things take time, but I don't think that looks too bad. It sort of looks like it's meant to be there, do you know what I mean? It's supporting stuff and it's holding stuff and doing stuff. And I don't know whether that's going to be too big on that spot and interfere with the belt or not. Let's have a little look. Can we get away with that? Let's stick it in for the moment. Save blueprint, save. That kind of allows us to leave that top section open, which is really, really nice. Gives it some breathing space. I want to try and get this in here, and I think it's going to give me aggro. That's the halfway mark. I kind of want to do it. Or maybe we should do that more with it. at the top we should be able to stick some new in like that, maybe. I'll have to have a look at this detail up top and see whether that's working. Yeah, power. We've run out of juice. Yep. I bet you any money we've got no. Yeah, it's all gone. This is the problem of doing all these large pumped up numbers. Normally, if I fill up one of these, which is what I did with thing, it lasts me all the way to coal power. And this time round, it just has not, because of having to do that huge amount to start with of smart plating, which has now obviously been amplified even more. Well, I'm not going to bore you with collecting all that firewood and bits and bobs again to get that all going again, so we will do that another day. But for the moment, I shall carry on building this blueprint. It is getting close, we're not too far away, but I will finish that off later today. And I'll try and unlock the other stuff for the grill that we need and get that unlocked, and I will try to get some power possibly going before the next stream, which will be probably possibly Tuesday next week. Possibly Tuesday next week, or Thursday, Friday again, depending. So I think I'm back at the studio on Tuesday, but we should be able to squeeze one in maybe in the afternoon, depending on how we're going. Or even Monday afternoon, I might be able to do one actually. Yeah, so we'll have to see. So if you want to follow along, follow the progress, don't forget to do all the usual blah blah blah, like and subscribe, and all that nonsense. I do only do this as a hobby, so streaming, so it's not like really important to me that you do that, so don't feel obliged. But it's nice to know if you are watching and liking. But anyway, you have a great weekend, because it is Friday. So we should be able to have a good weekend, hopefully, and yeah, make sure you rest. You know, have some downtime, personal time, before you go back to the rat race and the mentalness on Monday. Yeah, I think overall I'm not too displeased with that. I'm going to wait and see how it looks as we go up, because obviously this is only the base section. We've got, what did we say we needed in total? We need a minimum of 8. So the next floor like this, see, this is the smallest blueprint machine. The actual ones I made in the end on the other machines were in the large blueprints, which were allowing me to go another 2 higher, and it allowed a second floor of smelters. This one's going to be broken up more, so because it's small. So the way we're working with this is, this floor has obviously got the mine in, and we've managed to squeeze 2 smelters. The next one will have 4 smelters, which will bring us up to 8, and then we will have another floor which will do 2, and possibly then an awesome sink, and that's the goal. And it basically means if we end up producing too much iron ingots, they're just being sunk basically, rather than being wasted, or the machines shutting down and stuff. So it's just a continuous flow. But we'll see how we go. One thing at a time. So there you go. Well, that's today. Today we've accomplished quite a nice amount. We've got, a fair bit done on this testing. We got some more bits unlocked because we went and got the SAM ore and did that. We managed to, yes, we managed to do quite a bit really. If you don't mind me saying so, which is all well and good. Well, you guys have fun, take care, look after each other, and we will see you again next time. Bye from the Mad Otter.